He says that the only way for me to take out what it was given to you is if I take it out the same way they put it in.
Each this pastor.
And I knew in me that this is wrong. This is not God. He says nobody will tell you the truth. Immediately started saying so many things. Like, no one will tell you the truth. All these pastors, this is what they're doing to heal people. Let me heal you because you're going to die. Let me tell you a secret. You're going to die in 2 years' time. Do you want to die? How old is your baby? You know, all these things are convincing me, right? And I was so scared.
So I feel like he used my vulnerability to take advantage of me. And then he started being touchy. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening now. I don't know what's going on. I don't tell my mom because I don't know what's going on with my head. He starts doing all these sexual things with me to the point where he would even go under my pants and touch my private parts.
So yes, I now started going to this church, and I think it was 3 weeks going to this church. And then let me just talk about the first day, what happened in this church. The first day I got there, and the church was in, and everything was just fine. He was praying for people, doing all those things, right? Before I know it, I just heard something hot on my head. He slapped me on my head and I fall off. The pastor slapped me on my head and I fall off, and I couldn't remember what happened. It was like a hypnotizing something, I don't know. And then I wake up and then I'm not on my chair where I was. I'm sitting somewhere there. Like, what's happening? I don't know what happened. It's like I had a blackout. That I just remember I had something hot on my head. That's all I remember, and it was like a blackout. I can't remember what happened. Okay, fine. Then he spoke to me, and after church, saying that he can see blood all over me, right? And I'm asking myself, blood, what is he talking about? He said, you had an abortion. And I remember, 2 years ago, I had an abortion, okay? And then he says that I need to pray for that, and then, okay. And then the fact that he mentioned my secret, I thought, this is this is the church, right? And and then I started going to that church. I'm happy now, you know. I got prophesied. I think 3 weeks I had a dream where he's kissing me in the dream. And I woke up and I went to that lady that took me to the church. I went to tell her, I said, yo.
Who was kissing you?
The pastor was kissing me in the dream.
Wow. Why?
I went to the lady and I told her about my dream. And then she said, man, maybe it's just a dream. And I also felt like, Christians, we like that. And God do talk through dreams. The Lord does send you dreams to warn you. It's just that we don't read the Bible, we don't care, we just like swamped in our lives, right? And I said, I don't care, you know, and it's just a dream. Yeah. I'm in love with the pastor, not in love like love.
But I
love the church. I'm in praise and worship. He put me as a leader of praise and worship. Life is good. I've stopped going up and down. I'm concentrating on the person that I'm staying with right now.
Now you're trying to fix your life, Lera.
Yes, I'm trying to fix my life. Because this person, I went to his church and he hit me with the truth, right? And and then he prophesied that I see you opening a shop and whatever, and I'm holding on to these prophecies of nice things like I'm going to be rich and all that. And I told him what I've been doing, and then he was listening, and then I started going to the church again. I think 2 weeks in going to the church now, he called me and said, somebody did something to you.
You're still in the worship team?
I'm still in the worship team. I'm back in the worship team. Somebody did something to you. I need to make like something special for you because this thing is going to really affect you. Sleeping around is not good. Somebody did something to you. They, like the way he said it, he scared me. you know. And now I have to now go do this thing that he needs to do for me, so that this thing could go away from me. And I trust him, remember, like I trust him, and I went to tell him all these secrets. Why? Because I trust him. He's my I was saying he's my spiritual father, right? Okay, fine then. And I went to the church, and it was 5 o'clock in the evening. And then and I went there, and when I arrived, it was just me and him in the church. His wife was not there. It was just me and him. And then he was very firm with me. Like, he was scary. I was scared. For the first time when I'm around him, I was very scared that day. And then he said, take your top off. And I did that. What he said I must do. He said, turn around 4 times. And I did. And then he took me to the back of the church. So this is the altar. So there's a door where he comes out, right? He takes me to the back of the door. And he says that what they did to you, you are going to die in 2 years' time. You are going to die. I'm going to die. Yes, you are going to die. This is... So how everything happened when I had a child and whatever, this is 2018 now. So he says, I said, I'm going to die when in 2 years' time. He says, yes. And remember, we believe this person because, remember I told you that he said something. Yes. And I've seen him taking snakes out of people's bags, and I believe everything that he says. I've seen him doing miracles like in his church, right? And then he says that the only way for me to take out what it was given to you is if I take it out the same way they put it in.
This pastor.
And I knew in me that this is wrong. This is not God. He says, nobody will tell you the truth. Immediately he started saying so many things. Like, no one will tell you the truth. All these pastors, this is what they're doing to heal people. Let me heal you because you're going to die. Let me tell you a secret. You're going to die in 2 years' time. Do you want to die? How old is your baby? You know, all these things are convincing me, right? And I was so scared. He said, I'm coming. He left the room. I didn't know what to do. There's no windows. Oh my God. I wanted to run away, or I had so many mixed emotions. He wanted to switch off the main electricity.
You switch it off?
It was dark everywhere. And it was not easy for me. Before I continue, I just want to say it was not easy for me to come in here and say this. I'm thinking about my mom. I'm thinking about my mom's sister. I'm thinking about my family. Knowing what happened to me is shameful. I didn't talk about it for years. It's very bad. It's terrible. And when I was saying, Lord, really, do you want me to talk about this? I touched this Bible, and then it opened on Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 6 to 8. He says, don't say you are a youth. Go and say my message. I sent you. And I obey the Lord. And I don't care about anything. I'm just going to be here and testify that that pastor did that to me. And whoever is in bad churches and whoever this is happening to them, that the church is not good, they must leave the church. So anyway, I'll just continue and say and tell the story. Now the lights are off. Now I'm scared. I just said, Lord, please, I just want to get out of here alive. I'm just obeying. Anything he's saying, I'm doing. Now he says, go on the bed. There's a bed behind. He said, go on the bed. And then he took advantage. He did the fornication.
So he undressed you?
He undressed me. He did whatever. And then he kept doing incantations that I could hear that it's incantations, but in his language, and I didn't hear what he was saying.
While he's doing it, he's chanting something.
He was saying it. When I talk about this in counseling, remember I told you the group of cherished ladies took me to counseling. They took me to Christian counseling. There was like a lot of deliverances and whatever. I used to cry when I talk about this. It used to make me feel so sad. I used to like scream and cry. But the Lord has really healed me. I don't feel anything when I talk about this anymore. It's something that happened to me. I'm free to talk about it now. And then when he was done,
How long did we were in that room? The rapture?
so maybe maybe I was with him maybe 30 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes. Maybe 30 minutes or 25 minutes. And then after, he went to put on back the lights. He said, it is done. The thing that was done on you, it's gone now. And then when I left, he put 500 in my shirt. I was wearing a shirt. He slot 500 in my shirt.
Like you're a prostitute now?
Yeah. Because I was shocked. I was shocked at what just happened. And there was a point that I just didn't care because I don't know if he's going to kill me now. I don't know if he's going to...
Maybe after sleeping with you.
Yes, I don't know. He said, don't say this to anybody. Don't talk this to anybody or else you will die. And then I went home. I was feeling so sad. I felt so dirty.
Because that's rape.
I felt so dirty. I just went and showered and just sleep. I couldn't sleep. It was so horrible for me. But it doesn't matter to even take you to the emotions of that day.
This pastor has been dangerous.
Right.
You're not even using did he use a protection?
No.
God.
This is blowing my mind.
So now, we are now teaching them how to heal. So there are certain issues that can never be dealt in church. This is why they like the so-called one-on-one, where they will tell you, see me after church, see me after church. There are certain things which explain these things now, where they will tell you what you need. Maybe your business is not doing well. They need now to give you financial protection. Maybe you've got enemies that are fighting your business. This is dealt in private, where now they will tell you what they are going to do. They will introduce the oils. And these oils, we are charging them in the grave, because this oil, we make it in the grave. We'll buy ordinary olive oil, but we go and anoint it in the grave, so that the spirits should come into the oil. So once this is done,
Okay. Lord have mercy. Are you sure people are going to go back to church after they listen to you?
they need to know them.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Continue. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've heard the one-on-ones. See me after church. See me after
Yes.
church. See me for one. Yeah.
So that now they explain this demonology, this demonic stuff to you. And they even have a convincing language. They will convince you in a good language. Whatever is happening here, you don't tell it to anyone. This is your secret. We'll do this.
So I feel like he used my vulnerability to take advantage of me. And then he started being touchy. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's happening now. I don't know what's going on. I don't tell my mom because I don't know what's going on with my head. He starts doing all these sexual things with me to the point where he would even go under my pants and touch my private parts. But one of the kids spoke in church that the pastor is touching me. And then that's when the whole process of the new pastor is coming in from PE. And then he's coming in and then he's talking to us, telling us, so he's now being suspended from the church. And then my mom is supporting him because my mom doesn't believe what's happening. So he had a lot of support, right?
So during that time, sorry to cut you, during that time, was it only one child who had come forward? Or?
Yes, only one.
Okay.
And I felt like I knew that there were more kids. But at the time, I didn't believe what the kid was saying as well. I was not sure what was happening in my mind. So my mom supports him. My mom puts all her trust in him. No, I don't believe them. She also supports the wife. She's there as the backbone. We were family in the church. So when this happened, it broke us all as a church. I'm also supporting, but not knowing that I felt like he put something on me not to speak or not to talk about the whole situation.
Because you were going through the same thing that the other child was crying about.
Yes. And I think she was older than me at the time. So I don't know. And even now, I don't know who the girl is, but I just know that someone came out. I know the mother, but I don't know the child. So all that passes. Then he's bribing me with taking me out. I want to take you out. What's your favorite restaurant? Where do you like to go? So at the time, it was Roko Mama's. I tell him, I like Roko Mama's. He's like, okay, one day I'll take you out with your mom. Then he's like, I don't need your mom. You should come because you're my daughter.
Okay, wait. Because on the, I don't know if you watched the story that the ex-wife shared.
Yes, I did watch it.
This first suspension that took place, because that part I think we didn't cover on that episode that we did with her. Everybody was aware of the situation. And then this is not the last one. This is not the actual one that got him to run away, right?
No, it's not.
So there was a first incident first, which was
Yes.
like an accusation,
Yes.
which didn't fall through, and then he continues.
Then he
Okay, cool.
continues.
You can take it from where you said that.
Until one time, my mom's friend told us we must go to Mami Lodi to go to this other church. We tried out. So at the end of the service, they have this thing of bringing people to come talk to you. So we had there were a bunch of people and it was a long line. So we were the last people. So my mom and I go to one of the ladies that were helping us. And then she goes and she's like, your daughter has been through pain, right? So among all this, it happened for a year continuously and a few months before COVID started. So now I'm being quiet. It's December. I'm being quiet. I'm trying to tell my mom. I can't find the right words to tell her. No one knows. I'm doing this alone. And worst part, my mom was supporting him throughout the whole...
So you saw your mom supporting the other child?
No, the pastor.
No. I mean, you saw your mom supporting the pastor when the other child spoke out. So
yes, because we don't know who the child is. My mom doesn't know who the child is. My mom doesn't know anything.
So the fact that your mom was supporting that the pastor during that time, it gave you that discomfort to say, maybe even with me, maybe she will side. Is that how it was like?
I think it was like that because he had a lot of people that were supporting him. Because some of the members at the old church just went with him to the new church. Yes. So she prophesies to us and tells us that your child has been through a lot of pain and her private part feels a lot of pain. So I'm not understanding what's happening. Then she tells me that, who's the man that your daughter was sleeping with? And then I don't say anything because now I'm scared. And then she's like, please speak. And I spoke and I'm like, the pastor. I was like, which pastor? And I said the pastor's name. And then she started crying. That's when I noticed that it's actually serious. At the time, I didn't know it was that serious. And I started crying as well with my mom. And then the lady, the prophet of the church was like, don't say anything. Don't go to the police. He will come out. The police will catch him. So it has been years now. I've been coping with it, not dealing with it. So I've been coping with the whole situation. And it still hurts that there are still kids out there who's going through the same situation. And we are many. We're not like 5. No, we're not countable. Like we a lot of kids. Because when I think of it, when I was listening to the other podcast, that the kids that also came out to the ex-wife, I know them. They were a group of girls. I know them. We had our own relationship as kids at the church. So all that was like, oh wow.
So my message in this, I'm not saying this story because I want people to feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this story because
must
she's a
learn
sad
from
girl. No. Come out of bad churches. If I'm here, I'm not like spiritually gifted where I'm seeing the Lord or anything like that. No, the Lord talks to me through the Bible, and I know the Lord lives, and I can hear from the Holy Spirit. But the Lord sent me here to say this message, And it was not easy for me, trust me.
I
Chris.
can tell, man.
It was not easy for me to come and sit here and tell the story. It's very shameful. He said I will lose my life in 2 years' time, you know. And when in 2021, when I almost died, I fall in that fear because I remembered his words. And I prayed. I said, Lord, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And I'm still standing.